Welcome to Shaunie's World. These are just my thoughts with a comedic side of humor. But if you're cool with your girl, go fool with your girl. Appreciate you for dropping by.
Disclaimer. Did y'all hear about that story of that young college athlete that answered to the name of Terrence Howard? I will say, rest in peace, young man. I'm still trying to understand what happened in this story. There are so many different sides that's being thrown out, and I just want to talk about this from the perspective of organ harvesting. I don't know if that's what happened in your situation, or based off of what the hospital is standing on, if it was a do not resuscitate order in place. I don't know. I do know what grief feel like. And I do know what my emotions make me feel like sometimes. And even if I'm right or I'm wrong, I know emotionally I wouldn't want somebody that I love to be fighting for their life while nobody does nothing around me. I couldn't stomach that. The baby was very young, y'all. But based off of the character of everybody that knows him or knew him from an athletic perspective, from school, and from just his parents and his family. They said this young man was the type of guy that would always do the right thing. You know, take his shirt off his back to give to someone else. And based off of the terms of this situation, which was a very freak accident, might I add, the young man was commuting back to North Carolina to get ready for the football season. And he got into a minor fender bender along the interstate. And he was fully okay at the time when he was getting out of his vehicle to go check on the other party involved in this accident. And while he was making his way to check on those people and they deemed to be okay, a car not involved in the collision hit him. And when that car hit him, it definitely knocked him down. At that moment, he was airlifted to the hospital where he was pronounced brain dead on arrival. Now, this is where the story gets a little fuzzy. Now, they did not, and this is alleged, they said they did not find any identification on the young man. That's what took so long to inform the next of kin, which is also uncomfortable because you're sitting there waiting for your loved one to text your call like normal and it doesn't come through, and you automatically get a sense of concern. But in this example, he was airlifted to the hospital. Now, I don't know what happened prior to the parents arriving to this hospital, but I can tell you when the parents arrived finally, they held on to the claim that they felt the hospital and the hospital staff were being very negligent. Meaning because they knew that this young man might have been an organ donor, that they would not execute care and concern. They feel like, and this is the family's allegation, that the staff put some type of fluid into his IV to speed up him and his demise under his circumstance of being brain dead. The mother, when I actually was minding my own business over the weekend, I was just scrolling social media, I saw this video pop up in my TikTok, and it showed the mother performing compressions on his chest from the bedside because she and her husband, or she and the father, said that the hospital refused to give the young man the CPR compressions they needed to keep him from flatlining. And so they went Facebook Live or Instagram Live or, TikTok Live, just expressing that the hospital was being negligent, and they definitely stated that the hospital was organ harvesting. Now, I don't play that about organ harvesting. I have a joke that I always would say that you can get into a regular fender bender and they will kill you at the scene if they find out that you're an organ donor. And I stand 10 toes deep in that. So what I did was politely remove that heart off my license 10 years ago. We're not finna play those games. You're not finna not react and try to save my life because you know that my heart is good, or you know that my lungs are good, or you know my blood type matches somebody that's needing a kidney or a liver transplant. You're not going to play with my life just to give somebody else life, and there's a fighting chance for my life. Now, what I will say is when it's time for me to gain my angel wings, then I will create the proper documentation to allow my organs at that time to be designated out to whom is in need, if I still feel that way by the time that happens. But I refuse to put that heart on my license. No. I learned my lesson, because once they figure certain things out, they just don't They just do what they want to do. Now, again, I have no idea what that hospital did. I do not know if it was a do not resuscitate, meaning that I don't know who the hell would tell them that. Like, that young man was probably 18, 19, or 20. Like, it would be very mind-blowing that someone that young would have a do not resuscitate order on them. That's normally what somebody of an older age would do that knows that they don't want to be revived because they either have a long-term illness or they've just been suffering so long that they're like, DNR. My mother had a DNR, so I understand that. But young? Nah, them young kids they don't know what that stuff is yet. So I don't know why the hospital wasn't acting. But I can tell you who wasn't acting was those law enforcement officers that came up to the hospital threatening to arrest the family. The video was on social media, and it was giving chills up my spine, and it was also promoting awareness, because we do need to talk about these type of situations, because people are really, they're like dying, and we don't know if it's their time or if it was sped up. We don't know. But it was such an emotional video to see those compressions being done from the bedside, and everybody just stood around in the medical hospital and just looked. And then the mother said, this is what she said. She heard doctors snickling about some things. I don't know. Again, when your emotions are high and you feel passionate about something, sometimes you may hear some things and sometimes you may not. I'm not discrediting anybody in the story. I'm just telling you, I took that organ donor thing off my license. To the young man, just reading your story is very, very sad. It's very Final Destination that you would try to help somebody, and in the midst of you helping somebody, you were hit. That makes me sad, because it's like, damn, if the accident never happened, you would still be here about to be a recruit for Alabama Roll Tide. You know, we always want to turn back the hands of time, but somehow, some way, life just be life, and we get blows. We get blows to the ribcage every day, and it's like, we're so numb now to a lot of this news, because every day some freak accident happens and you're like, that can't be that young man's fate to die so tragically. That man fought all his life to be an athlete, an outstanding athlete, an outstanding student, and he died by getting hit by oncoming traffic, checking on somebody in a two-car collision. That makes you wonder, what is going on? What is going on? It's just getting scary. We're not even living to see 40, y'all, and that's scary to me. I don't know if the hospital is going to be held accountable at all. I don't even know if there's an investigation being launched on if there's anything in his body that shows that his death was sped up. I don't even know if there's proof that his organs were tampered with at this point. I don't know if his parents were arrested. I just don't know. I just wanted to bring this story to you because now there's a conversation that you have to have with yourself and your loved ones about that. Like, what you want for you in the time of need when you can't answer for you. In this example, he was so young that his parents would be his next of kin because he wasn't married and he didn't have children, I'm assuming. So they would be the representative acting on his behalf in this crazy incident. But it makes you wonder, do people still have integrity? Did they do something to that man? And will we ever find out before, all of that stuff leaves out of his body? Like, we want to know. I want to know. Find somebody that can launch an investigation that's not tied in with the hospital. We got to start affording our own legal team, our own investigation team, because, baby, if you let the laws or the hospitals do it on their own, baby, they're going to make a lot of things that's wrong disappear. So I will keep close eyes on this story because I'm interested, because, baby, this story, it makes me sad and it makes me scared at the same time, because you don't know what somebody would do when you can no longer speak for yourself and you have to rely on a machine to keep you alive. You just don't know. But take that damn organ donor thing off your license and put it in your will or put it in your documentation for your trust or whatever. However your state handles your next paperwork for your afterlife, put it there, because, baby, folks is trifling. But y'all be very safe out there. I am just the messenger. It's your girl, Shaunie B. And if you're cool with your girl, go and fool with your girl. Make sure you check out my website, www.shauniebeentertainment.com. Check out the fan gear option to drop donations. No pressure to do either of the two, because I do see the likes, shares, and comments, and it means the world to me. So thank you for rocking with me. You like the fans? Here's my home slice. She'll get you right. Tell her what phrase you need, and she can make it happen. She can ship it. Like I always come back and tell y'all, I want to express my thank yous to you guys in live time, so you know it's real, from my lips to your ears, because I want you to know I do not take your time shared here on my channel for granted. For all my newcomers, welcome. To all of my faithfuls, what up, though? I don't think people tell y'all thank you enough. But those likes, shares, and comments keep me motivated on days I feel my lowest. So I appreciate y'all. But hop in the comments. Like, we've all had a scenario where we probably felt like this family felt, you know, like enough wasn't done. We see TV shows that show this type of stuff, and we see it in movies. But when it hits home, like, what do you do? Again, I hear about do not resuscitate orders for older people, but never for somebody young. And we do know that organ harvesting is real. We know that. We know that. And I don't want y'all to be blind to that. I want y'all to be very aware that this happens. This is not a joke. And I'm not saying that hospital did it. I'm just saying it happens in the US of A. And it's getting real nasty. As people await on that donor list, people will do anything, baby. That's why it's best for you to just take that shit off your license. I had it on my license for several years, and then I realized, baby, no, too much information is tied to that little heart that's on the bottom of your license or on the back of your license, wherever your state license has it. Take it off, baby. You gotta take it off. Take it off. Anyway, y'all please be safe out there and have those difficult conversations with your loved ones. I know no one wants to talk about what could happen in the, you're in the absence of you passing away. But baby, we need to have them difficult conversations. And please, please, please get life insurance, y'all. Get life insurance. Soon as you pop out the womb, get life insurance. Soon as you get old enough to make an executive decision, get life insurance. Older people, life insurance. Because, baby, look, you ain't got time to be trying to figure out where your payment coming from when you grieving. Please, and I'll let you know, that's not a good feeling. But y'all, until next time, y'all be safe out there. Next story, and I'm out this pig.